What if I tell you that that new Model Y refresh is $3,000 cheaper than the previous model? Hello and welcome to the channel. Today we are going to be talking about something that's been in the news a lot lately, and that is a Tesla Model Y refresh or Juniper. So there's been lots of talk about the Model Y Juniper and how it's different from the previous outgoing model. It's got improvements to the looks, the design, lots of changes on the inside and the outside. You've got upgrades to the seats. The rear seat is a little bit longer. The rear seat is also now power folding, power reclining, and these are all things I'm sure we've all seen that have changed with the new Model Y. But what I really want to talk to you about today is, what if I tell you that that new Model Y refresh is $3,000 cheaper than the previous model? You probably look at the price and you're like, dude, make it make sense. And so I get it, the prices definitely say otherwise. But if you actually go into it and you look at the Model Y and the new and the old, like for like, you put them side by side, the new Model Y launch version is actually $3,000 cheaper than the current Model Y. So before I go into that breakdown, let's do a quick recap of what's new with the new Model Y versus the current one that we have right now. First things first, if you look here on the Tesla website, there's an option that lets you be able to do the comparison and kind of see what has changed. And so here we can see everything that has changed between the models. We'll skip the price portion at this time, but we can see on the new one, you only have the long range. On the old one, you've got 3 options here. I'm sure that will change over time. Mileage wise, it's a little bit different, a little bit less mileage now on the refreshes. You also have that power recline front and second row on the new one. The front is also now ventilated, and you also got 2 screens now, front and the back. That front screen says it's the same size, but I believe it's got thinner bezels, and so it's actually a little bit bigger. And then also you got the front camera now on the new one that will definitely come in handy for full self-driving at some point. We also see that the new one has 15 speakers and a subwoofer, so there's 2 extra speakers that's in the new one versus the old one. So lots of change and improvements between the old one and the new Model Y. So now let's talk about the price. That's what this video is about. If we look at the launch Model Y, it shows it's starting at $59,990. Let's just call that an even $60,000 price range, and you've got all the colors included. You've got the red, the quicksilver, everything that's all included in that price. You also have here, you've got the wheels that are included, so there's no different price between the 20-inch or the 19-inch. Towing package is also included. Now, something else that's interesting is as of this recording, it says the white interior is no longer available. You can no longer order that white interior. You only have the black interior. And so, of course, you've got full self-driving that's included, and it's saying right now that they plan to start delivering this in March. We'll see how well that holds up. And as you can see here, your original long range is starting at $47,990, so basically $48,000. What you can see in here is what's included. You have the paint. The only one that's included is stealth gray. Everything else has a different price point for the paint. You also have the wheels, which in this case, there's a 20-inch that has a $2,000 price tag on it. The towing package just has an extra $1,000 on it. And so when we actually go down into it line by line, you actually get to see that if you were to do the same configuration of the existing Model Y with what you have in the launch Model Y, that price comes down to the new launch Model Y being $3,000 less than the old one. All right, so let's talk about how we're gonna do this price breakdown. For this part, we're gonna talk about the features of the car. So what does the car come with? And then we'll look at what that pricing looks like on the current Model Y, right? And then what that costs on the launch Model Y. And then we'll see what's the difference in those pricing between the original Model Y and the new launch version of the Model Y. So features, we're gonna start first with the base price of the current Model Y. That base price is $47,990. Let's just call that an even $48,000. On the launch model, that base price is $59,990. So that's $60,000. So that's a whopping $12,000 difference between the old Model Y and the new Model Y at the base price. $12,000. Stay with me, don't click off yet. We've got some math that we're gonna be doing here. So Let's look at the paint. On the paint option of Quicksilver or the Ultra Red on the original Model Y, it is a $2,000 price option. On the launch Model Y, that is included. So there's your first $2,000 savings. If you go to the 20-inch wheel on the original version, that is another $2,000 option that is included on the launch Model Y. Like I mentioned, there's no white option anymore, so now it's basically you get black, and there's no price difference on the black interior for both of those versions. Now, if we go into full self-driving, if we were to put that on the original Model Y, that's an $8,000 price tag on that original Model Y that is included in the launch Model Y. That's an $8,000 difference there. Yes, you can argue that if you subscribe monthly, you're not going to be paying that much. And so I understand that argument. It is a different price point, and it might be a little bit cheaper doing it that way, and that's all well and good. It takes about 6 years or so for you to get even if you're doing a monthly subscription. But at the same time, if you remember, the monthly fee for FSD used to be $199, $200. Then it became $99. So there's no saying if that price is going to go back up, if it's going to change to where the $8,000 now becomes valuable. But either way, as of today, that is the current price tag. It's $8,000 add-on on the original Model Y that is included on the launch Model Y. Then you have the tow hitch that is $1,000 also on the original Model Y that is included on the launch Model Y. Then you have acceleration boost. That itself is a $2,000 option on the original Model Y that is included on the launch Model Y. Yes, that's optional and everything, but if you're just taking the same thing that you have on the launch and you do that, when you compare those there, you kind of see where those differences start coming up. And when you started with the $12,000 extra price tag on the base, but when you add everything on, you see the launch Model Y start getting cheaper than the original Model Y. At this price point, the subtotal for original Model Y comes down to, let's just call it $63,000, whereas it is still $6,000 on the launch Model Y. And that right there is where you have your $3,000 difference. Let's go on and throw in the $7,500 tax credit on there. That brings the price down to a net $55,500 on the original Model Y, and that brings you down to $52,500 on the launch Model Y. You are still $3,000 lower. I'm gonna add in Tesla's destination fee about $1,400 to both of them. I'll skip the $250 fee in here. I know that gets added, but we'll skip that fee in here. I'm in Florida, so I'm gonna add a 6% tax on top of that. That's about $3,400 on the original Model Y, and that comes out to about $3,200 on the launch Model Y. I am not including registration fees and stuff in here, but because I have a lower price point for my subtotal, my taxes are actually also lower. So I'm actually $180 lower in taxes. And so when we put it all together for what we have, the original Model Y is about $60,300. On the launch Model Y, it's about $57,100. And that gets you to about $3,180 difference on the launch Model Y. So you can see in here, when you configure them the same way, you have at least $3,000 lower price tag on the launch Model Y. And yes, I get the argument that you may not want all the add-ons and everything, and that's fine. But if you're already in the market thinking about ordering FSD, thinking about getting the wheels and paint, then it's a no-brainer that you might as well just get the launch Model Y in that case. I also get the argument that, hey, if you wait a few months for the regular version of the new Model Y, it's probably going to be cheaper. And yes, you may be correct there. It's possible. However, if you've seen what's been going on in the news lately with the tariffs and everything being added to products from Canada, Mexico, China, and we know that Tesla uses parts that come from those countries, what we don't know is how those tariffs might affect the price tag of Tesla Model Y or any Tesla at that time. If you remember, between 2021 and 2023, with COVID and computer chip shortages, the prices of these cars shot up. And so you never know what might happen, that when they bring out the regular Model Y, will it come at a different price tag that is cheaper than what you have now? Or will it end up being that the launch Model Y is still cheaper? Now, one thing that I wish was available for the launch Model Y is referral credits or discounts and loyalty discounts. Unfortunately, with the launch Model Y, you cannot use referrals on it. And if you already have a Tesla, you also do not get loyalty discounts on it. However, that should not stop you from using referral links. There are still benefits of using referral links. If you are in the market for a Tesla Model 3, Model Y, Model S, Model X, or a Cybertruck, I do recommend you use a referral link as you get discounts. And I'm going to have a referral link in the video description that you can use to get discounts on your order. Now, the numbers can change from time to time. It's typically $500 off your order for Model 3 and Model Y, and it's $1,000 for Model S and Model X. But as of right now, this recording, there is a $2,500 deal that's going on for Model 3. If you're ordering for the previous model for the Model Y, you can use referral links on that and get discounts on it. If you're getting Model 3, you get a $2,500 discount if you use a referral link for your order. So, to recap, if you are on the fence about getting the new Model Y and you're looking at the details here and you're kind of say, well, is it worth it? Just know that like for like, the new launch Model Y is $3,000 difference when you put it feature to feature. But if you're on the fence, hopefully this video pushes you over the fence, make a decision. And so also remember that the white interior is sold out. So I don't know if there's limits on how much they're producing, but if you're in the market, I would say get your order in before they start trimming stuff off and all that good stuff. But hopefully this video has helped you, and if it has, don't forget to like it, share it. If you're not subscribed, please do that. Also, by all means, please let me know your own thoughts, what you feel in the comments. Just give me your own perspective on how you feel about all of this. And as always, thanks for being here, and we'll see you next time.